Okay, so here we have a lawnmower. It's a Briggs and Stratton, um, and it's a 190 cc. Um, the guy said it just doesn't start. It looks like there is no gas at all, but before we starting this, let's try and see if the engine can start at all with the starting fluid. So I'm gonna take off the air filter. And let's see, the filter itself is not bad. Not new, but not bad. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little starting fluid. It should be enough, and see if it starts. It does. So that tells me that something is wrong in the fuel system. So we're gonna take disassemble the carburetor and see what's going on over there. Okay, here's the carburetor. It's a float carburetor. So now we're gonna take out the fuel line. It's sometimes a little challenging. Now, yeah, the fuel tank is empty, which is good. Now the carburetor look clean, as if somebody already tried to work on this machine. That always could be the case. Let's take the top cover also off. Now we can see it's the pushback. Okay. All right. So this is the automatic choke. Seems to be working well. Okay, let's take the entire carburetor out. This is the governor. Also seem to be working. Okay, so those are 10 millimeters. Now the carburetor is out, and it has a Z connection here for the governor. It's a little bit difficult to get out. We'll have to remove this. Or maybe, okay, no escape. We need to take off everything. Okay, now let's see. Okay, it was easier from here. Carburetor look very clean, so I have a feeling somebody already tried to clean it and was not successful. And the duct look really good. So must be a little bit more complex than only the carburetor. But anyway, we'll open it and see what's going on, if the jet is blocked or not. And then we will take another look at the governor and the choke. This is the governor, and this is the choke arm, because this is how the choke is closed and open. And that goes connected with that. So let's open that and see. Okay, so as you see, this is already loose. So I'm pretty sure that there's something wrong with the carburetor. We're going to open it. This carburetor, the jet, is actually also that bolt that hold the float pan together, and you can see this is it. It looks clean. We can check if the jet is open. So I put this in, and it seems like it's going all the way through. And I don't know if you can see, there's a hole through here. And then we do this, and it goes through. So the jet is clean. So I guess whoever worked on it cleaned the jet. Now let's take this out. Oh, here I see a big mess. So it's clean, but what is this? Maybe the guy lost the maybe he lost the pin that holds it, and then he put this wire. That's really ridiculous. I also noticed this is a brand new gasket, but it's a small one. It needs to be bigger than that. So there are a range of issues here. So let's first open it and get everything out, and then we will see what we can do in order to get it to run. So the guy that gave it to me was right. He actually worked on it, but I must admit I never saw something like that. Okay, so let's take this out. Oh, and now I see that the pin is here. So the float pin is here. Float pin look okay. It's a little yeah, it looks okay. Now let's see if it's clear. Yeah, the intake look clear, and we will do the same to the main jet pathway. Yeah, that looks clear. So it seems like the carburetor is clean, the circuits are clean. There are a couple more circuits. Here, this one is the main air not the main, but this is the air that goes when the choke is closed. Some air must go in. So I just put it and I feel that it's clean and open. We can actually blow air into it also and see if it affects. Yeah, it seems to be okay. So yeah, these are only 3 circuits carburetor, so there's not much else going on. This is also seem to be open. My guess is that the carburetor is fairly clean. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to put the float back, but in the right way. So it goes like this, goes like this, and then I'm going to get the pin part number for that carburetor is it's a Briggs and Stratton genuine part, and it's a 797622. It looks like that. And we're going to assemble it properly this time. So the pin goes right into the hole, and then the hinge goes right here. And that should be a little flexible. That means it's sealed well. And now we can actually easily check it by blowing air into here and see if it blocks or not. So when I press on it, it should block, and when I let go, the air should go. So now I'm letting go. So that works well. Seems to be working well. Since I don't have the right gasket, I'm going to use this gasket and close it. But I will order a new gasket, and the engine should work like this. I wouldn't leave it like that for the duration, but I at least for the time being to make sure that it works. And this is 1/2 inch. That needs to be quite strong, but I'm not going to do so much because I need to go open it again to replace the gasket. And essentially, I believe this is all we need to do. We're going to go back to the lawnmower and install it and see how it behaves. Okay, so we're back in the lawnmower with the lawnmower, and we're going to do the operation in a reverse way. So first, I'm going to put the governor arm, attach the governor arm to the carburetor. That's all that it takes. And then I'm going to place the carburetor. There's an O-ring here that you need to make sure it's fresh, and it does. I mean, it looks fairly good. This is the only seal between the carburetor and the engine. And what I do now is I just put it in. And remember, we're taking the shorter screws. And we put it in, 2 of them. And that should be tight quite well. There's a lot of vibration with these engines, so you want to make sure that this is tight and well. Now I'm going to connect the spring, the governor spring, the return spring. So that should be flexible like that. So the governor pushes to get more. When the RPM goes down, the governor push to get more RPM, and then it opens the throttle. And then when you let go, it closes the throttle. So that's how the governor works. Maybe we'll do a video about the governor at some point. Now, the adjustment of that, this is a little bit interesting. you can see there are two lines here and there are two lines here. So when the choke arm is all the way resting, this needs to be between these two lines. So actually it's a little bit short, yeah, like that, and you actually adjust it like this, and this needs to be in between those two lines. It is, but not perfectly, so I'm going to just move it just a little bit. Now it's perfectly in the middle here and in the middle here. This is the way it should be. Again, remember, we don't have the spring, but we can still test the mower without the spring, and I'll order the spring to get it done. So essentially on that side, we all set. Now we're going to put back the covers and put some gas and see if it works. So first the cover with the starting line. Now this is a little bit tricky, and you want to be a little bit more careful here. The reason is actually is on the other side. The reason is there is a protection piece right here that needs to be in between this and that. So I'm gonna need to kind of fiddle with that a little bit until you get it to go in, and then to make it like that. Now, yeah, here we go. So remember, that tab needs to be out and the two small ones need to be in. And in this way, this cover locked in its place. The reason it needs to be locked is the governor arm is actually running inside here. And if it's not locked, the governor arm is going to be rubbing against that cover, and that will make the engine run rough. Now, the screws. These are the big ones. You remember there are 4 of them. Put one here and one here. This also needs to be tightened quite strong. And the reason is that the starting line is here, and you want it to be solid. By the way, just as an anecdote, on that engine here, they put the serial number. They put the serial number of the engine and the date that it was produced. So you can see this is actually a 10-year-old engine. But I think if they're maintained well, they can run for a long time. Some people tightening with power tools. I don't like to do it with power tools, not to ruin the thread, and just tighten it well. Okay, next thing in order is the dipstick. So I just take it out, turn it around, and it has a little groove here that the plastic goes in. That's how you know it's in the right location. And for that, you need the 5/16 and the shoulder bolt. And now we're going to take the fuel tank back in. And it's easier to get the fuel line attached before you attach the screws. So if you can see, so that goes in. And now I'm going to put the clip back in. Okay. Now, there's something that needs to be understood here. This is where the fuel tank is going to be attached, one of the 4 screws, 3 on the top and 1 over there. But this also have a little spacer that needs to go to this place like that. And then we put it like that on top. We don't need that anymore. We're going to put that on top, and then the screws down below is going to be fit well. So remember that screw. Again, it's the wrong dimension. I think this is 3/8. Yep, it's a 3/8. And kind of going blind, but seem to be holding. I'm going to tighten that later. And now the 3 shoulder screws that actually are touching the fuel tank to its correct location. So here's one, second one, and no need to worry about over tightening that, because those are shoulder screws and they decide by themselves how tight it is. And the one down below. It's also a shoulder screw, so that looks solid. And this is connected, that's connected. Again, the spring is missing. Let's install the air filter setup. And here we have to be careful, because remember that hot air that goes into the filter chamber. So you can see it is connected to that pipe over here that comes from the exhaust system. So I first connect that, and then I put the carburetor screws in their location and give it a turn or two just to hold it in place. And then I can go with the tool. Maybe it's the wrong one. It's okay. Here we don't want to over tighten that, not to ruin the plastic, but it needs to be solid. Okay. Now I just want to make sure that the pipes are connected, everything is connected, and the governor is free. I don't hear anything, any friction, so it's free. And I do like that just to make sure the choke is running free. Now we're going to put the cover on. 2 screws only. And the second one. Okay, it looks a little flimsy, but this is the way the design is. Maybe we put some gas. It's good to use non-ethanol gas, although on the more modern engines they allow some percentage of ethanol. Okay, so everything is done. All we need to try now is that it works without the starting fluid. And let's see.